Hey, what's up? Chuck here. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about a 22 I got. I'm just waiting for that gun stock, that pellet gun stock there to dry from staining there. So I got this 22. I'm going to show you here. So this 22 is a Winchester 61. So this came out after the 62. The 62 had a hammer on the outside, and then this one here was this one 61 came out and has an internal hammer. Um, this rifle came about because of the depression. That's pretty much it. This rifle was built because of depression, and Marlin came out, one of their big competitors, right? So Marlin came out with some nifty little rifles, and Winchester didn't want to get left behind, so they went to the drawing board, 1932, and said, "Okay, what are we gonna do?" So one of the designs came out, internal hammer, and they wanted to be able to pull it apart easy. So yeah, this is what they came up with, was a 61. This one here shoots in 22 short and long, or long rifle. When they first started coming out, they were just short. You can shoot just short, so you can do just long rifle, you can do just long, and the magnums had the magnums. Those ones came in the hexagon barrels. Um, After design, they just changed around the breech block a little bit there in the lifters, and they can do multiple rounds. And at that time, that was around mid-production. So they made about 300,000 of these things. They came around until 1963 is when they actually stopped production on these ones. So when they marketed these things for was boys. See, one of them, it was called the boys rifle, is what they were actually called it. It was on the radio, it was in movies, and if Cowboy's going with his big Winchester and the little kid comes up, he's probably carrying a little Winchester boys rifle, okay, pump action, and that's what it was marketed for. So yeah, this thing's pretty nifty little gun. It comes apart really easy, and it's really fun to shoot. If you went to the fairs, you would probably shoot 22 shorts, and 22 those 22 shorts, they were gallery rounds, so they probably had a little less powder in them, and they were shooting at the actual the tin ducks to drop them. And then if you see in any of the movies, this is probably what's laying on the table, is one of these ones, and then shoots around 20 rounds. They come in big bricks. You can get them in bricks, and then you just loaded them up, and that's what they did. It was called a gallery round, and you just drop them in as you go. So to load this thing, what you want to do is you want to make sure it's actually locked into place. You got your forestock locked into place. You open it up on the top here. It's all tubular magazine. You pull there all the way out. Just up. Oh, fuck, I went too far. So you just stop there, and then you got the little opening right here. Okay, so you just take your rounds, you just drop them inside. Make sure the bullet's facing forward. They're all rim fire, 22 rim fire. And then once you got them all loaded up there, you just push down. And then one of the things is that follower on the inside, that spring, is going to have a lot of pressure on it. So you're going to have to push a little bit and actually lock it in place. Okay, and then once you're good to go, you're good to go. That's it. It's loaded up. There's nothing in the chamber right now because I racked it already once. So it's locked into place. I know it's good to go. So instead of actually firing that dry firing that round, like dry firing it and to order to dry fire and then to rack it, you had a button on the side. You just push that button, so that released the actual your forestock or slide, and then you could actually rack the action. So you pulled it all the way to the back. You always make sure you hold it upright like this. That round would pop out of that tube, and it would sit there on the inside. And there's a little lifter that's there. So that little lifter sat in the inside there with that round on top. So as you slid this forward, it lifted that round upward, and then your breech block hammered that round into the actual chamber. Okay, once it was seated all good to go, you took it off safe, you came up on aim, you went, and you fired your round. And then all you did was just rack it again. At the end of the day, if you had rounds in there and you wanted to take them all out, you could take the tube out all the way and just dump them out on the ground, or you could just hold that button down and just rack all your rounds out, and all your rounds came popping out. But then you got a little bit of scrapes on them, so the easiest thing was to actually fire the rounds off, or to take the tube out. the nifty thing about this rifle is, because it was marketed for kids to shoot, has this screw on the side. It's got a slotted screw because it was there, but don't actually use a screwdriver to lock that into place. So you just open that up, you just unscrew that, and it keeps that screw is going to stay in there. That's one of the nifty designs in it. Then you just pull it apart. Comes apart, 2 pieces. That's it. That's the only thing holding this rifle together, was that one screw. And that was on purpose because they wanted kids to be able to take it apart, give it a good cleaning, and then put it all back together. Yeah, you can take your breech block out and then get that all cleaned up there, but or not. Well, yeah, your block out, and then you can actually give it a good cleaning, but I'm not going to be doing that. You got a little foot on the front here, so what you did is you put that together. You made sure that foot was in there and it was all locked into place, and then you just tightened up that screw. That was it. Good to go. That was it. That was pretty much it. Taking it apart, putting it together. As I said, yeah, 300,000 of these things they built, and then yeah, that's lots of people had them. Their dads had them, and their grandpas had them in the lockers, and they just sat there, and they probably passed these things on because that's what they learned on. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to that little pellet gun there, and yeah, stand by for another one.